Today has been an interesting day. I'm trying to play the role of Bob Vila today, and I'm trying to get some things done around the house. Um, and I've been studying up, like, I guess I'm on my anniversary of sorts of when I guess I officially decided to go into life coaching. Like, but at the same time, I've been doing it almost my whole life anyway. But uh, so as I'm working on a couple of things for, I've had clients over the past ask me about certain things, and then even people in my own family are starting to actually pay attention to what I'm saying. It's not like I'm just, berating people about stuff, but things are happening. But anyway, so I was doing my research for social media, and I seriously, hand to the heavens, like I had no idea it was that bad out here. um Gender wars. That's why I put that as a title. I was like, what's happening? Apparently, I don't know, this is my insight. So first of all, I don't spend a lot of time on social media, as most people should not, because it's not good for your brain, first of all. And then the things I did see, as I'm again trying to work on increasing engagement and all that other wonderful stuff, I fell into, I guess, the loophole, or whatever you call it, rabbit hole. Yeah, rabbit hole of Instagram. And every like, seriously, probably once a month I am on TikTok looking just to see. But it seems to me like there's just a 4D war going on right now. And it's just a war of ideas. And that's what I mean by 4D war. And it seems like it is a war of, what am I supposed to do if I am a woman? What am I supposed to do if I'm a man? Or what are they supposed to do because they're a woman? Or what are they supposed to do because they are a man? And I'm like, yikes, this is crazy. And then I don't have any words. Like, I just spent the day out and about. Okay, so first of all, there's that. Secondly, the fact that I'm out in the world and people don't act like that. Of course, this is what happens when we've had like almost 10 12 years of social media rampant, and people can say and do whatever they want to behind a screen, but in real life they know how to act or behave themselves, you would think. And that's kind of where I am with this. It's like, are y'all serious? Like, are people really acting like this in the real world? I don't know. Maybe again because I am a person who trying to look for the right word. Like, I curate my consumption of media. I don't want to see people complaining about how women don't live in the kitchen and I don't know, that kind of thing. So I don't see those kind of things, and I just live my life. Right? So as I was in Home Depot, by the way, so I was in Home Depot and I was looking for some parts because, by golly, you know what? Trying to do some plumbing or repairs, it's not for the faint of heart, by the way. I'm just saying. So as I'm in there trying to put together some pieces of things, I'm in the plumbing aisle, and I guess the lady in charge of that area, she was ruling, baby. So I'm telling you, there were dudes of all ages. Like, I think the first guy that she was talking to, he was an elderly gentleman. Like, he just came in there like, I don't know what, like, they just told me to come into the store like, tell me what to get. So he knew better. He was like, go to the experts, okay? And then I saw her have an interchange with like two other men, They were all men, by the way. So I'd been up and down that aisle like 3 or 4 times. I didn't ask her for help because I kind of knew what I was looking for. I just didn't see the size. And I still left with not the size. Thanks, America. But anyway, they, she was not playing. She wasn't mean, but she definitely was a woman, iron lady, right? So I like those types. So she was not putting up with nobody's foolishness. Like, they came in there, you know, all ages, and there was like men probably my age, close to 50, and then there were some couple of guys that came in that were like probably in their early to mid 30s. And again, they all went to her and they all asked her for help. Okay, so I don't know what has that, you know, what that has to do with the what they say, the price of tea in China. But what I'm trying to get at is that I think a lot of y'all need to get off the internet and learn how to relate with people. That's what I think. It's sad. This 4D war. It's a little sad, a little war. I don't know if anybody's gonna win, but those who go outside, they get to have it all. I don't know, you know. So yeah, so all these little feelings that people are having, and there's nothing wrong with having them. So I think that's a part of the 4D war. That's a part of it. It's like finally people are saying, putting it, what's in their heart out there, and that's good. You got to start, like, it can't be, I don't want to say fixed. It can't be addressed unless it's acknowledged. So obviously, there are men that have big feelings about women right now, not positive ones. And then there are women who have big feelings about men right now, also not positive ones. I feel like there's some kind of amplification, though, of a lot of this. Because, again, I don't see this stuff in every day, right? So I go, I work, I see lots of people in my day-to-day. When I'm performing as a musician, I don't see this kind of thing. When people retreat into their parlors, and I do have thoughts around that too. There's a lot to be said about salon talk, parlor talk. When I say that, I don't mean hairdresser. I mean like old-timey Victorian style, sitting around with your little cognac kind of things, and you're just talking about ideas and things like that. So I think podcasting right now, for a lot of people, that's what that is for them. And then they're just I don't know, letting other people see what they're just thinking. I don't know if they actually have solutions or they're just saying words because it gets them attention. I don't know. And I don't know. There are people who really do want connection, and being spiritual is about connection. It is its purpose. Like, where we came from, we did not have that opportunity to see who we are or experience who we are, because you are, right? So it took coming to, I guess, the 3D world to experience different things in order to experience different things. I guess, I know I just said that. So to act out certain things, to experience certain things. And that's what I think what's going on right now. It's like, I feel like the last 1,000 or so years, we've been given the gift of transferring 4D ideas, the printing press, and it's come to a head. And I was just listening to a lecture this morning about emotions and communication, and how we humans basically need emotions to develop. there are there are societies and groups of people who don't get a chance or had a chance to feel the full spectrum of emotions in the Western world. So now let me pinpoint. So since since colonization of the Americas, let's just get more pointed. So the colonization of the Americas, people saw opportunity for at least religious freedom. So of course the ideas, again, back to the ideas, where people are leaving a place that doesn't work for them, but then they turn around and then they go and build a society that not is kind of the same but different. Capitalism. So what had started as religious freedom, at least the official word. So I'm just going off of the official word. So capitalism now reigns supreme in the Western world. It's all about the cash. They don't care about all these other things. If anything, all of it was about wealth generation at whatever means necessary. That's what it was about. And yeah, gender got thrown under the bus. Yeah, race got thrown. In fact, that's when race was invented in the first place. Okay? For that reason. Up until the 8th, let me go back. 17th century, 16th, 15th century, race wasn't even a thing. There was no such thing as that. There was no such thing. It wasn't until it was an opportunistic chance to have free labor that the Western world benefited from chattel slavery. So back to the gender war. So I know I'm getting on a tangent. So that's the thing about me. That's what it is to be a polymath. You're putting all the things together. So yeah, the gender wars. I don't think it's there. I don't know. I mean, maybe it is, or maybe I just never was a part. I obviously was never a part of it. So I mean, look at me. I was never a part of it. But I pull dudes though. I'm not gonna lie. But the thing is, it's like, why are we fighting? Why are we arguing? Just go to live. Why are we arguing? I don't understand. It's like everybody's running, like I said, to these virtual parlors, salons, these areas, these podcasts to complain about the other gender. And you're not really doing anything. There's some people benefiting off of this. Like seriously, there are people who are making money. Back to the maybe that's what I'm seeing the connection in, because that's what polymaths do sometimes. We see the dots being connected that a lot of people just don't see because we have so many interests. And I see how history is. It's like, so yeah, let me go. I'm gonna go because yeah, that's been the thing in the last 24 hours, 48 hours, where I've been doing just regular old research. I'm just trying to see what is the needs of the people spiritually. But what I'm seeing, a lot of what's getting attention, and that's really what it's about. Yeah, I'm sitting in the car. I just came from running some errands. I needed to try to get some pieces for plumbing, and I don't know. I don't know how I feel about standard measurements anymore. I'm like, I need a piece for this. But gender wars, I just don't get it. It's like me, I literally, guess who taught me how to do this kind of stuff? My parents. Okay, so maybe I need to be a little bit more transparent on why I'm feeling like what is happening. Like, why is everybody crazy? Why is everybody crazy? My mother grew up on a farm, so she literally grew up milking cows and gathering eggs from chickens and stuff like that. So you know, building fences and things like that. So, and my dad was kind of more like neighborhood city kid or whatever, but he always wanted to live on a farm. So he moved our family back to my mom's family's estate. So that's where I grew up. I grew up being a person who knew how to do all the jobs because both my parents know how to do all the jobs, okay? There was a time where my dad made the money. There was a time when my mom made the money. There was a time where my dad went to work, and there was a time when my mom went to work, okay? So, and they're together now. They're what, 52 years? I don't know, 52 years. And they still ask questions of each other. They don't make assumptions. They are true friends, okay? And they work together. And I know there are people out there. I know there's people who would watch all these videos and think that there's no one that has common sense anymore. But that's not true. There's plenty of us out here. We're just not on the internet. That's why I was over there. I was like, what? Ay, ay, ay. 4D. Yeah, that's what I think. I think there is a 4D culture war going on right now. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, and that's the thing. Maybe there are people who now they're seeing that there are other people living differently in the world. So that's why I'm just speaking on my own experience. And I want to do a series like I'm not... see, that's another thing. A lot of the things I did see were women just being happy and single. And that's making some people mad. And I don't know why. That's a thing. It's a big thing, apparently. And I think if we were to think about all of this like animal behavior, because we are animals, by the way. So if we think about this as like animal behavior, you know it's the men that gotta attract the women, right? It's the men that has to attract the women. And even when I'm teaching kindergarten, one of the things I discovered when we were talking about birds as like a category of animals, it's the boy birds that have the colors and the fancifulness and the singing of the songs and the bringing of the gifts. It's the boys doing it. Okay? Yeah. It's the boys doing it. So if we're now in a place like I can totally have a sit down and talk about the historical and cultural effect of the last 50 years at least, or probably even longer, probably past 100 years. So the cultural and spiritual now, because now I'm going back to New Age thought and all that other stuff, of how our society got to where we are right now. Okay? But we are in a cognitive revolution, a 4D war. And a lot of people are seeing the 3D effects of the 4D war. Will we all get to 5D? I don't know. I don't know. I know it's hard when we see things that are painful in 3D. And I see you, Magneticus. So yeah, it's like, it's very disappointing when you have a background where your parental figures, I feel challenged to not say certain things because everything is how it's supposed to be. Everything is how it's supposed to be. And I don't know. But I hope that we all can find a way to find happiness without trying to impose on others what you think happiness is or what you think it's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be anything. It is. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and try to hobble together this thing, or might have to just go ahead and order something. I don't know. Bob Vila. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and there's a lot of people who are dealing with painful things. And I can see that in a lot of the social media, these gender wars. What is the issue? Oh, plumbing. Oh, I'm trying to put in a new faucet, and I had a sink that I'm assuming it was at least 1950s sink or whatever. So it was done for. But you know plumbing. Oh wait, hold on then. See, this is why you go on live. You're like, get your problem solved. All right, so I have this connector. Of course, this is this. This is 1/2. This is 3/8. It looks like my faucet is also 3/8, but it's not fitting. It's not fitting. Okay. It's like, it's almost mirroring a bib hose. Okay, so that's what I need. All right. Well, I won't be going back out today. I need to travel for food day. Maybe when I get to my location, I will check for one of those. Yeah, because in the end, we're all just trying to be happy, right? We're all just trying to be happy. Yeah. Okay, so again, I was looking for that kind of connector, but Ace didn't have it. Home Depot didn't have it. Okay. And I'll just have to walk around. See, that's why you take your things with you. But anyway, so yesterday I was at Lowe's. I should have got stuff then, but then again, I didn't look down that aisle. I was doing something else. Very good. Okay, so maybe 1/2-inch bib hose. Yeah. All right, I'll check into that definitely, because I think that's what the solution is. But yeah, that's all it is. We just all want to be happy, right? It's like, tap into your own happiness. And I think there's too many people trying to make other people. I already knew, like, and I know this is always going to sound biased. Back to the gender wars. So I know it's going to sound biased, but I've always known that there were men that they are heterosexual, but they don't like women. Okay. I've grown up knowing that, thanks to my dad. He would tell me stuff. Okay. Ooh, I will. Yeah, because I got the tapes. I got all the things. This was like, it's like, make it make sense. Yeah, so I have the things. In fact, I even picked up some glue. I had some PCP pipe in my storage room that I'm also going to be working with too. So we'll get this going. But yeah, I don't do monkey wrench stuff because you get hurt. Your feelings get hurt. So yeah, so it must be done by hand. I definitely know. I learned that from my parents. Ding. Because we did build our own house. But sometimes I get advice from my dad, and sometimes I get advice from my mom. Yeah, I'm trying some other things. I have pipe glue, but I'm not taking my chances. Luckily, the other thing that I was working on, like I said, replacing a faucet, is looking at the drain. And I was like, oh, since I'm here, I might as well fix the drain too. So I'm working on some things like that. All right, so I hope everyone enjoys food day on Thursday, mindfully. Okay. Oh, I got some of that too. I got some. Yeah. So hopefully I can replace this sink. Maybe I don't know. At least in the next couple of days. It might not be fully today. We're making progress. Okay. So I think in the end, when it comes to gender wars, I don't think there's really a war there. I think there is a lot of hurt there. I think there's a lot of people hurt people. And that's all I see, as a life coach right now. So there are people battling people on the internet for no good reason, but meanwhile, out in the real world, or let me rephrase that, out there in 3D land, yeah, there's problems too out in 3D land also, but I just don't know. I don't know. And I am happily at this point single. I'm happily single. Like, in fact, because I'm looking at all this stuff that's going on right now, I'm like, ugh, like, like, I don't know if I could be out there, because there are people who are saying things that are like, y'all don't know anything about human development, and you don't know anything about human sexuality. You don't know anything about like behavioral science. I don't know. And then nobody knew. That's the whole thing. I can just, in fact, let me go into my house. I'm gonna let me put some stuff together. I'm gonna have a sit down, okay? Around, and right now, Eastern Standard Time is about 5 o'clock. Yeah, it's 5 o'clock. I need to go. So I will be back maybe in an hour or two or whatever. I don't know. But I feel like this is a conversation that of reason and common sense that nobody's actually having. But everybody's watching all these other people with a microphone being angry. And what's really behind the anger is sadness. I have one of my friends she got married last year. And, but she, she'd been in the dating world, for like, 20 years or something like that. But basically, she has a lot of male friends. She's also a musician too. And she has a lot of male friends. When I say male friends, I actually mean friends. That's another thing. It's like, people don't use language the way that they could use language better. When I say friend, somebody who you talk to and socialize with and you don't have sex with. So she's had a lot of male friends, and I've also too have a lot of male friends, people who I go talk to and socialize with, and I do not have sex with them. So she knows a lot of guys who are in bands and whatever, that kind of thing. And then she's also a nurse, so she's seen a lot of things too. Older men who are without families, without significant others, and they're bitter, and they, come to the hospital or whatever, and they're like, so you can tell this is where a lot of fear is happening right now. And I'm not throwing men under the bus about this either. Okay? It's a hard conversation to have. And I hope that more people are actually having a conversation and not just, I don't even have a microphone in here, even though I have music stands and stuff. So it's, what do you really want in the end? And not what people have told you over the years. Yes, we have bodily urges and needs, but that doesn't mean you subjugate a person to fit into a role because your father or your grandfather or your great grandfather had that role. Those were different times, y'all. Okay? Stop trying to make women, I don't know. It's like, I don't know what they're trying to do, because even in the 70s, when my parents were, dating and getting together and all this other stuff, my dad was cooking. He was probably cooking more than my mother. And doing the housework and raising the children. Hello. Changing the diapers and stuff. This was in the 70s. So again, I just don't understand. I just don't have the background that a lot of people sadly have, where, people, I know my grandfather, so I can go, talk to that. Like he was born in 1908. Okay. He was born in 1908, and that was a different time. His grandparents were slaves. Okay. Those are different times. I understand. But I think we all have to now start thinking about reading the room. We're in different times now. We all need to, now is the time to reset and think about, how do we want this world to be? Instead of trying to snap back And I've made a video about this before, about spiritual pullback, snapback. We're at a time where we have a chance to really reset this. But there's so many people afraid of change and afraid of difference that they want to go back. They're like, I just want to be like what it was with my father and my grandfather and my great grandfather days, and they were the head of the house and they were doing all the things and the things and the things. I was like, well, sir, there were laws where women couldn't even like go to work. There were, I mean, again, we can go through history in the economic development of this country. So I'm not even talking about other countries because they had other systems. Other systems. And it just makes me sad. Yeah. You know what? I'm going to go with you on that. Blame the government, because one of the things that I teach in second grade is like when we get into that unit, we talk about the rights of the citizens and the rights of the government. We are citizens of this planet, and we're citizens of this realm. And so we do get to choose. We get to choose. We don't have to have anybody put blinders over us anymore, because that's what the government was doing since its inception, covering our eyes and telling us what was good for us. But now, like I said, we have a cognitive revolution going on where people have the opportunity to think for themselves. It's up to you to do it and not run to the next guru or to the next talking head or the next whoever to tell you what is right and what is wrong. Do the homework, y'all. Live on purpose. Okay? Live by design, not by default. Okay? I don't know whose message is. I don't know. I'm gonna take a look at it. I'm gonna sign off because, like I said, I just what do you call it? I don't even know what that message is. Yeah. So, I mean, all of it is about separation, unfortunately. It's all about separation. Why are we doing this to ourselves? You know? That's why I say, go within. It's time to get quantum, y'all. Okay? So, like I said, I'm working on some things. Or those who want real change and not just, yelling into the fray. Sometimes the change, as they say, starts with you. You really got to do it. You have to do it. Some of y'all got to tap into your little red hen-ism. You're waiting for somebody else to come save you? No, save yourself. Okay? I know I said a lot in this video here because it's been on my, like I said, my brain is a little bit fried at what I saw. It's like, this is crazy. And there are literal, like, people in the world right now who really do believe some of this stuff. You don't have to choose. There's not a one or the other. There's also look, the universe is math. There's a myriad of possibilities that just make you think that there's only two. Yeah. They just make you think that there's only just whatever, two. Yeah. Yeah, and with that, I'm gonna go because, yeah, I feel like I need to actually sit down with, like, not sitting in the car. I need to go see what I could put together here. All right, so with that, I'm gonna check people out later. Yeah, take care. Gender wars. I don't know. All right, bye.